Hello, 21st Century Journalism students. This is your final project for the fall of 2013 semester. The target students in this class, 21st Century Journalism is a career technical education course, and it is a one semester elective course. It's a prerequisite for newspaper and yearbook. It can be a wide variety class. There's 9th graders through 12th graders, usually underclassmen, freshmen and sophomores are dominate the course, and then there's usually a few juniors and seniors in there as well. But the nice thing about it is 60% to 70% of the students are in that class because they're interested in the field of journalism. Your objectives for this final project are to work with others to achieve objectives in a timely manner and work as a group, to design and follow a production schedule for a digital media project. That's what you're going to be creating for this final project. Collaborate with team members and apply skills of uploading a written article and set of photos onto a web page. And that'll be, once again, your final project, your final product. You need to get into groups of 4 for this assignment. There will be, once you get into groups of 4, you can choose your partners in this project. One person will be an editor, one will be a writer/reporter, one will be a photographer, and you'll also have a web page designer. You will choose a prompt as a group, and we'll get to prompts later on in this presentation, but choose prompts as a group, and then you'll decide from there what each member is going to do. We've talked about what all of these group member positions, what they do, what an editor does, what a writer, reporter does, photographer, designer, what they're expected to do, and especially when they work within a group. Once you've decided these positions, work to discuss through this and talk about it and make sure expectations are clear for each member. And then the next step is to contact your interviewees from your chosen prompt, because part of it is you have to interview someone, so no matter what, you have to, do we need to email a teacher? Do we need to contact a student? Do we need to contact someone outside of the school and find a way to do that, to set up interview times? Once you set up an interview time, photographers, you attend the interview with the reporter and you figure out the appropriate time to take photos with them. Once all information is gathered, it all goes to the editors, the photos, the articles, and it gets checked. And once the editor proofreads the article and makes sure it's ready to go, then you get your login and password from the teacher in order to complete the next part of the project, where you turn all this into a web page. The designer gets the completed article and photos from the group members, from the other group members, the reporter and the photographer, and the editor logs onto the web page and creates the new article, and we'll talk about that coming up in a minute. The editor works with the designer to upload these things, to show them how to do that, to make sure they're doing everything correctly, and then decide alignment and style and all those different things with the editor, or excuse me, with the designer. And then once that is complete, then you email the link. Once you have uploaded your article onto the school newspaper webpage, then you email the link of the article to me. Your prompts, you have 2 choices, and then you have a group choice. But the first one, you have to interview 2 different people, 2 different teachers, and you have to find a teacher that is staying home for winter break, they're not traveling over winter break, and a teacher that is traveling, and examine, excuse me, while you're talking to them, while you're building your questions for this interview, what are the positives of staying home for winter break and what are the negatives? The second prompt is to talk to an administrator, a teacher, and a student about the school's current exemption policy during finals week, and and ask the questions: how are final exemptions beneficial to the high school, and how are they not beneficial? What are the negative aspects for exemptions? If you want to go a little bit deeper into that, you could also find a parent that might, it would be really interesting if you could find a parent that is against the exemption policy. because they do exist. They are out there. And then finally, if you don't like prompts 1 or 2, discuss as a group and come up with something you'd like to report on. You still have to interview at least a minimum of 2 different people, and this must be approved by me before you can move forward. Really quick, some uh, quick tips on how to create the article. Once you've reached the step where the editor receives the login information from me and you're logged in, we use a program called Joomla for the online school newspaper. Go to create a news article. Create a title. And then an alias would just be something simple also. Uh, Whatever you have your text from an email or a Word document, get the text. Copy that or paste that into your article. A very basic copy and paste things here. When you want to upload a picture, you go to the bottom, outside of your article at the bottom here, you see article and then image. You click on image. You find the article or you find the photo that you've uploaded for this article. Once you find that, you select it. I always left justify or align left, but you are the editor and you are the designer this time, so whatever choice you decide to make there, this is your project. Insert. Once it's posted, it's going to be humongous. What you do is right click, you make sure the mouse is over the image, you right click and go to the little tree, and next to the tree it says insert edit image. I unclick the constrained proportion so it doesn't look um, look weird or anything, and then I do 380 by 280, but again, it is completely your choice when doing this. Update the photo, click OK there, and there you have it. And I already had a picture run into some of your text, so whatever you need to do to make sure this all lines up, you can put this photo at the top or have the text wrap around it, kind of like it is already, but make it look like you did it on purpose. And once you do that, you save or save and close. Make sure you save constantly so you don't get timed out. But any further questions on that, please let me know. Keep in mind when you're completing this project, the principles of design we've covered this semester. Think of all of those things. Look over your notes. Collaborate with your group members. What are some things that you remember from that? What are some important things from all the discussions we've had, all the presentations we've seen over different areas, and then consider font type, font size, white space, the color wheel, all of those things. What's going to be appealing to the reader when they see your website article? Every news article tells place and time. We've hit that I don't know how many times this semester, so make sure reporters, make sure you're doing that when you type up your interview. Editors, you've got to double check that. And recall formatting rules for writing a news article. And then when we had our First Amendment unit, think of all those things when you are interviewing these people also. For scoring, are you meeting the deadline? Did your group complete the requirements on time and correctly? And then what is the final product? Is it clear that the group worked together as a team to create a quality article? And was it submitted to me correctly? And all I needed was the link to the article. And the finalized article on the school newspaper website is due on Tuesday, December 17th, the day before finals begin. And then also, as upon turning that in, you will receive either paper or a digital form of a reflection feedback questionnaire and submitted to you guys about your own work and working with your group members. That's it for that project. Good luck to you, 21st century journalism students. Go make art.